starting with each end, and then roll up. Okay, I will hear the buzzer when I start tossing one. Good luck, players. Toss one. This event began after workers received pay reductions despite rent and other prices in the company town remaining unchanged. This event led to the creation of a federal Labor Day. During this event, Grover Cleveland intervened with federal troops after Eugene beat for 5 points. Toss-up 2, a work of muckraking journalism titled For These Structures illuminated them for photography using magnesium flash powder. The dumbbell style of these structures emerged after a new...
Tenants?
Can you repeat that?
Tenants?
No. After a law required air shafts to be accessible to each room, replacing sets of indoor windows. New York's Lower East Side still contains many examples of these structures.
Slums?
No, -2, full of cramped three-room apartments. For the point, identify these crowded, low-cost structures often shared by groups of immigrants.
Tenements?
That's correct. For 3 points. Toss 3. American soldiers became involved in this conflict after Peter McQueen ambushed a group of looting soldiers at the Battle of Burnt Corn. McQueen and Red Eagle massacred a group of the Mississippi volunteers at Fort Mims in this conflict, which ended with a future president's victory at Horseshoe Bend. No, -2. The Treaty of Fort Jackson ended for the points, but conflict within the War of 1812, in which U.S. troops fought the Red Sticks of the namesake.
The Greek Civil War?
Yes, or the Greek War, still for 4 points. Toss-up 4. Dying of what might be poisoning in this book, George Bighart reveals evidence of the murder of W.W. Vaughn. This book discusses the death of Henry Rowan and includes characters such as Tom White, the warden of Leavenworth. In this book, Molly Burkhart divorces her husband Ernest, who may have assisted William K. Hale to obtain head rights. For the points, name is David Graham book about a series of Osage murders, made into a 2023 Leonardo DiCaprio film by Martin Scorsese. This is very hard for the age level. This is Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh.
Toss 5. This politician introduced the 1863 National Banking Act, which was previously proposed by his predecessor Samuel Chase. As chair of the Senate Finance Committee, this politician helped pass the Coinage Act of 1873 to establish the gold standard. A work of legislation by this politician was used to break up the American Tobacco and Standard Oil Trusts and was expanded by the Clayton Act. For the points, named Ohio senator and younger brother of the Union general, who authored an namesake for 4 points. Toss-up 6. In one story set during this conflict, Peyton Farquhar discovers that his escape from a summary execution was a dream, and in another story set during this conflict, Henry Fleming eventually earned self-respect after falsely getting the title Mark. An occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge takes place during this conflict, as does the short novel The Red Badge of Courage.
Civil War.
For 4 points. Toss-up 7. Toss-up 7. This scientist wrote the science fiction novel Contact and mixed philosophy and knowledge of the solar system in a book titled Pale Blue Dot.
Is this, Sagan?
Yes, Carl Sagan's good for 6 points. Toss-up 8. A 1919 Summer of This Color named a wave of racial unrest
Red?
for 6 points. Toss-up 9. An echo technique used in this musical genre resembles earlier ring shouts and is used in pieces such as Grace and Beauty by James Scott. A piece in this genre called Frog Legs was published by John Stillwell Stark and orchestrated by the composer of The Easy Winners. A black club in Sedalia, Missouri inspired a piece in this genre titled Maple Leaf. For 4 points. Toss-up 10. This treaty was followed up in the United States by the Knox-Porter Resolution, and it was vehemently opposed by the irreconcilables. This treaty's Article 10 was opposed by one Massachusetts senator, who more specifically railed against this treaty's creation.
Is this the Treaty of Versailles?
For 5 points. Are we good at this course?
I don't believe so. So, I have Perloff at 7. I have Arnold at 11. I have Colin at 4, following Neg on question 2.
No, yes. Yeah, no,
Colin did Neg on question 2.
No, question 2 was for Perloff.
Yeah, he asked for.
And then each end.
Oh, okay. My mistake. That was Ishan and not Colin. Okay.
Question?
Which makes that question 2 that's in this one. Which makes Ishan has 6 as stated, Ethan at 9, and Caden at 3, which is what we have. Okay.
Okay.
We are on Concord now.
All right, continuing with toss 11. After Henry Steele, after Henry Steele, Olcott, and Helena Blavatsky moved to India, this person became the president of the American branch of the Theosophical Society. This person was replaced by a junior officer named John Newton after George Meade received a report from Oliver Howard that this person's core had been broken, and this person legendarily fired the first shot at the Battle of Fort Sumter. For the points, ended by this Union general.
Robert Anderson.
No, -2. The subject of a Mills Commission report about the invention of baseball. Time, this is Abner Doubleday.
Doubleday.
Toss 12. One participant in this movement was Charles Branson Finney, who coined the phrase burned over district. During this movement, for 6 points. Toss of 13. In one work, this person argued against the Comte de Buffon by insisting that there were larger animals in America. This president told Henry Dearborn, if we are constrained to lift the hatchet against any tribe,
Jefferson.
for 5 points. Toss of 14. In this U.S. state, a group of revolutionaries, including John Brown I and Abraham Whipple, boarded and burned a ship that ran aground while chasing a mail ship suspected of smuggling. This state was the first to declare independence from Great Britain. And
Boston.
no, -2.
Delaware.
Also -2. And the last state to ratify the Constitution, for 5 points. Sorry.
So we have Perloff with 9, Arnold with 9, Colin with 11, Caden with 3, Ethan with 9, and Ethan. Perloff got 6.
Close at 9.
6 on the question 12, preparing for it. And 5 on this last one, preparing for 9.
Toss of 15. This person was appointed commander-in-chief of the American Ground Forces preparing to invade France in the spring of 1944.
Eisenhower.
No, -2. During the Battle of the Bulge, Dwight Eisenhower placed this person's 1st and 9th armies under the command of British Field Marshal Bernard Law. No, also -2. Bernard Law Montgomery. President Truman entrusted leadership of the VA to this person, who reached the rank of General of the Army. For the points ended by this first chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. -1. This is Omar Bradley. I think we've been checking. So. Toss of 16. The Anzac 1 boy from this culture was discovered in a cave alongside characteristic fluted projectile points. This culture was supplanted by the Folsom tradition during a period known as the Younger Dryas. This culture is believed to have ceased due to the late Pleistocene extinction of megafauna, such as the Columbian mammoth. For the points, in this Paleo-Indian culture, one of the...
This is a boundary civilization.
-2. One of...
Pueblo.
No, also -2. One of the earliest inhabitants of the Americas, which is named for a town in New Mexico. Time. This is the Clovis culture. Toss-up 17. Later leaders of this organization included Charles Murphy and Bowery Tough Big Tim Sullivan. This organization was explicitly opposed by the local Focos, and it was targeted by Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia. This organization for 5 points. Toss-up 18. A popular history nonfiction book about this event by novelist D. Brown is titled Bury My Heart at This Event's Location. This event was perpetrated with the help of 4 Hotchkiss machine guns by Colonel James Forsyth. For 5 points. Toss-up 19. People who settled in areas regulated by this law were often called butternuts. Nathan Gain and Lucas King included an early Bill of Rights in this law, which allowed for 3 to 5 states to be created around new pig and corn raising regions. This law was possibly the most significant act passed under the Articles of Confederation. For the points, identify this 1787 law that organized territories across the Ohio River from the south into a directionally named unit. For 3 points. Toss-up 20. A person in this profession named Arthur Rothstein assisted Virginia farmers facing eviction for the construction of the Shenandoah National Park. With James Agee, a person in this profession collaborated on the book Let Us Now Praise Famous Men. Walter Evans worked in this profession for the Farm Security Administration, as did a person who documented Lawrence Owens Thompson and internment at Manzanar. For the points, identify this profession of Dorothea Lange. For 4 points. Are we in progress? Yep. Okay. Topic 21. Operation Grey Lord, an investigation into the judiciary of this city, resulted in the conviction of 15 judges for corruption. A criminal nicknamed the Battling Burglar revealed criminal activity on the part of police officers in this city's Summerdale district. The 2 longest-serving mayors of this city were a father and his son, who were both suspected of corruption. For the points, name the city, which suffered a particularly controversial and violent 1968 Democratic Convention.
Chicago.
For 3 points. Toss-up 22. Bankers from this company practiced pinning by setting client pins to 0000, allowing them to log into those accounts. CEO John Stump, who led this company's acquisition of Wachovia during the 2008 financial crisis, resigned when it was revealed that this company cross-sold existing customers onto new accounts without their permission. For the points, in this bank based in San Francisco, where it once provided express services for 4 points.
I know.
Toss-up 23. This person became a board member for the Philip Morris Company after convincing Virginia Slims to sponsor women's competitions. This person dominated tennis in the 1960s and 70s, winning 39 Grand Slam titles across singles, doubles, and mixed doubles competitions. In 1973, this person won a highly publicized match at the for 5 points. Toss-up 24. This vehicle, which was first used by Laverne Saunders in Bangkok, was developed in the Battle of Wichita after Hap Arnold visited an assembly plant. This vehicle contained General Electric analog computers to increase weapons accuracy and featured remotely controlled machine gun turrets. One of these vehicles was used by Paul Tibbets to drop an atomic bomb on Hiroshima.
Plane.
Prompt.
Bomber plane.
Prompt.
B-29.
That's correct. 4 points. Toss 25. This activity was popularized in the U.S. in the 1890s by the German immigrants Ludwig Gerlacher and Eugen Sandow. Along with vegetarianism, this activity was the main discipline promoted by Bernard McFadden's physical culture movement. A long-running series of magazine advertisements depicted a bully kicking sand in a man's face to promote a program for this activity that was sold by Charles Atlas. For the points, name this athletic endeavor promoted by circus strong men.
Like working out,
Prompts.
like exercising muscle,
Prompts.
like exercising muscle in the gym.
Prompts.
Strength conditioning,
No. I can still prompt. Time.
weightlifting.
I can take that for bodybuilding.
Oh, that is so close.
Were you?
I was, all right, toss up 26. The only usage of this, thank you. The only usage of this amendment, section 3, was against the socialist Victor Berger, who was convicted of violating the Espionage Act. This amendment's due process clause is interpreted as applying the Bill of Rights to the states, while its citizenship clause overruled Dred Scott and gave citizenship to all people born in the U.S. For the points, name this amendment that includes the equal.
Is it the 14th Amendment?
That's good for 4 points. Toss up 27. Edward Jackson was elected governor of Indiana when over 30% of eligible males belonged to this organization, which also counted Supreme Court Justice and Alabama Senator Hugo Black among its members. The murder conviction of D.C. Stephenson led to reduced membership numbers of this organization for 4 points.
It's just different. Thanks.
All right, toss up 28. The first administrator of this program was Milo Randolph Perkins, and the first to benefit from this program was Rochester resident Mabel McFiggin. This program was modified in 1974 to include SSI cash outs. A farm bill called the 1996 FAIR Act reauthorized this program, which can be distributed via the Electronic Benefit Transfer System, or EBT.
Social Security.
No.
Sex and laws.
Do you have an answer?
Medicaid.
No, that's 2. The Mickey Leland Memorial Domestic Hunger Relief Act simplified operation of, for the points, what program to provide nutrition. Time. These are food stamps.
Oh,
Alright, are we? You are. Okay. Toss up 29. This substance was central to a deadly disaster at a distilling company on January 15, 1919.
molasses.
Molasses is good for 6 points. Okay. Toss up 30. Other than a brief intermission by Moses Robinson, this polity was governed for almost all of its existence by Thomas Chittenden. A conspiracy to unite this polity with Canada was known as the Haldimand Affair. Prior to its annexation, this polity used a green and blue flag decorated
Vermont.
for 5 points. All right. And we do have a tie for 3rd place. So hold tight, and then we will congratulate everyone and do awards. So right now I need Colin and Ethan. Okay. Good luck. Remember, the tiebreaker remains with a correct answer. Neither person gets a correct answer on this question. We will move to a second tiebreaker question. Toss up. These objects are graded on a scale of 1 to 100, with a 95 being the highest score ever obtained. A 2011 group of these objects, titled American Scientists, featured Maria Goddard Meyer, In 1847, Benjamin Franklin and George Washington were honored by the first American examples of these objects, which include the rare inverted jetty that depicted an upside-down airplane.
Sands?
That's correct. Okay, now we have some awards. So starting in sixth place with a score of, thank you, Leslie. In sixth place with a score of 9 points, we have Carla. Congratulations. In fifth place with a score of 12 points, we have Yichen. In fourth place with a score of 13 points, we have Ethan. Now for trophies. In third place, with also 13 points, and with the tiebreaker, we have Colin. In second place, with 19 points, we have Arnav. And our champion, with a big comeback, at 20 points. You want the, okay. So can we get everyone in the middle? Or,
Can you move? Can you move? Yeah, and everyone in the middle.
everyone in the middle, please, for the photos. Everyone. I can grab the trophy for you, though. Yeah, I guess, is that permission?
You never, okay.
All right, are you good? I will get